For Caitlin Clark, imagine a coach who has been observing your every move, evaluating your game, and complimenting your abilities before you even set foot on a WNBA court. That coach might be Stephanie White, but what does Clark actually think of coach stuff now that she might be Clark's new coach? In this video, we'll examine White's candidacy to be the next Fever head coach, what her true feelings are of Caitlin Clark, and ultimately reveal what Caitlin Clark truly thinks about Coach White. In a candid moment, Clark revealed her true feelings toward Coach White, leaving everyone in shock. Is this the ideal combination that could bring a championship to Indiana? Or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Before we break it down, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Stephanie White, get ready for a revelation that could alter the future of the WNBA. Are you ready? Let's get started. 6 WNBA clubs. Without a coach, the WNBA coaching landscape is changing, and the Indiana Fever have thrown their hat into the ring of teams looking for new leadership. On October 27, 2024, the Fever decided to part ways with head coach Christy Sides after just 2 seasons at the helm. Her tenure, which saw her compile a 33-47 record, came to an abrupt end despite the team making a playoff appearance in her final season. At first appearance, the shift seemed to have given a youthful Fever a newfound feeling of vitality and unity. Fans had begun to rally behind this revitalized roster, sensing a bright future ahead. Even team president Kelly Krakoff praised Sid's ability to control the team's energy during her most recent press conference. Squad players were clearly enjoying their time on the court, and the team's chemistry was evident. The way that they weathered the storm, got into a groove, after the Olympic break. I think she finished 18-12, after those first 10 games, and then of course went 7-4 in the last 11, and 3 of those losses were against teams in the finals. So, for a young team to make that kind of progress, it's hard to not be impressed. So why turn off the power right now? The WNBA community has been rocked by the decision, with fan comments ranging from complete amazement to unabashed approval on social media. Ablaze with debates, supporters contend that she should have had more time to build on the progress she had made, while detractors cite her difficulties with defensive tactics and in-game modifications as justification for the change, particularly if the Fever wants to win now, but there's a unicorn in the room that can't be disregarded. Caitlin Clark. The emergence of a generation coaching a player of Clark's caliber is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, you have a game-changing superstar who can elevate the entire team, but on the other, the spotlight becomes blinding and every decision is scrutinized under a microscope. There is tremendous pressure to develop the rest of the roster while making the most of Clark's abilities. It's a task that calls for not only basketball acumen but also the capacity to control egos, media attention, and the weight of a team's aspirations. Sid's resignation implies that the front management of the Fever feels a new voice is required to lead this squad during the Caitlin Clark era. This company's all in. Everybody in the city's all in. So I really feel like we're poised and we're set up for a great, successful next era of Fever basketball. However, there is more to this tale than first appears. The coaching adjustment is only one aspect of a bigger picture. With Kelly Krakoff returning as president of basketball operations and Amber Cox taking over as general manager, the Fever has experienced a major front office makeover. When discussing the coaching change, Krakoff didn't hold back, saying that although such decisions are never simple, it is crucial that we continue to be fearless and proactive in the pursuit of our objectives, which include maximizing our talent and returning another WNBA championship to Indiana. It's obvious that the Fever aren't satisfied with just making the playoffs. They want to be the best, and they think a new coach is required to get there. This choice represents a turning point for the team. The Fever are setting themselves up for a possible championship run. The pieces are in place for a dramatic change, but one essential component is still lacking. Who could fill this high-press role? The Fever need a coach who can manage the spotlight, nurture young talent, and put into practice a system that makes the most of players like Clark Aaliyah's special abilities as the coaching search heats up. One name has begun to emerge as a frontrunner, bringing with her a connection to Indiana's basketball past and a vision for its future. Boston and veterans like Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull need someone who can manage the pressures of a win-now mentality while still fostering long-term growth. Indiana basketball has a long history, and one coach's journey may be going full circle, from player to analyst to coach of the year. But the crucial question is whether she can unleash Caitlin Clark's full potential and restore glory to Indiana. The name that many people have in mind is Stephanie White, a coach whose ties to Indiana basketball are as deep as the state's passion for the sport, has a personal as well as professional bond with the Hoover States. White was born and raised in West Lebanon, Indiana, which is about a 1.5-hour drive from Indianapolis. She has lived and breathed the state's basketball culture her entire life, so she is more than just familiar with it. Was a lot of conversation regarding Stephanie White. Now, Stephanie White has played in the WNBA. She was an assistant on the Indiana Fever when they won the championship with the great Tamika Catchings in 2012, and she also was the head coach for the organization before moving to the NCAA and finally returning to the WNBA with the Connecticut. White started out as a player for the Indiana Fever. Although she wore the team's jersey from 2000 to 2004, her shift to coaching was what really made her basketball stand out. White took over as head coach of the Reigns in 2015, and what transpired was nothing short of spectacular. In her first season, she led the team to the WNBA Finals, demonstrating that her grasp of the game translated seamlessly from the court to the sidelines. She was also an assistant during the year the Fever won the championship under Kopp's leadership. However, White's story doesn't end there. After her time with the Fever, she took her talents to the collegiate ranks, honing her coaching philosophy. Just when it appeared that her path might take her back to the WNBA as coach of the Connecticut Sun. Over the course of 2 seasons, White's coaching abilities reached unprecedented heights as she collected an outstanding 5,525 record, demonstrating her capacity to utilize talent and apply winning plans. Her efforts paid off, as she was named the 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year, confirming her place among the league's top coaches. White's recent departure from her position with the Connecticut Sun has created an enticing opportunity, a reunion with the Indiana Fever. But what makes White such a compelling contender for the position? Fans and experts alike are excited about the possible fit because of her coaching philosophy and method, not merely her Indiana ties or her prior success with the team. It's exciting, certainly. I was born and raised in Indiana, so have a lot of pride in Indiana basketball, and a lot of pride in the Fever organization, being a player and a coach there. And it's exciting what's happening with the organization and where they are. I mean, most organizations have their ups and downs, certainly. But I'm proud of the growth of the Indiana Fever. Excited, about the future of the Indiana Fever. White's style of play places a strong emphasis on patience and player development, 2 qualities that are essential for a young club on the verge of greatness. Her offensive scheme, which was so effective in Connecticut, might be the ideal complement to the Fever's current roster. Caitlin Clark's unmatched court vision and scoring prowess in a league where some veterans have been quick to doubt or criticize. This is where things become truly interesting, unleashed in a system meant to maximize those very qualities. During Clark's early problems in her rookie season, when many were quick to write her off, White held firm in her conviction in Clark's ability. In an unexpected moment, White openly defended Clark, saying, when I'm, looking at all these things that people are talking about with Caitlin Clark, it's like, guys, chill out. Like, she's gonna be fine. Like, it's 2 games in. Are you kidding me? She's a student of the game. She got better every year. You're not going to just absorb all of the new information that's coming at you in 2 games, in 2 weeks. It takes time, and she will. I have no doubt about it. She's a student of the game. She continues to get better. And these are also points that coaches then address. Hey, let's continue to work. When I look at all these things that people are discussing about Caitlin Clark, it seems like guys relax, as if she will be alright. It's only 2 games in. Are you serious? She's a student of the game and has improved every year. You're just taking all the new information in 2 games in 2 weeks. It takes time. She will, I'm sure of it. She's a student of the game and keeps improving. These are also points that the coaches then addressed, saying, hey, let's continue to work on this. This wasn't just empty praise or coach speak. Even while others were quick to pass judgment, an experienced professional saw a young player's enormous talent and promise. White has continuously complimented Clark's basketball IQ, work ethic, and game-changing skills throughout her college career and early professional days. Fans and experts alike are dreaming about championship parades in Indianapolis as a result of White's long-standing affection for Clark, which implies that White views Clark not only as a gifted player, but also as a cornerstone upon which a championship squad could be built. White's offensive prowess and Clark's other practical abilities could form a potent combination that could transform WNBA basketball, but it goes beyond X's and O's. An intangible component to this possible reunion is White's personal attachment to Indiana basketball. White's love for her native state was evident in a recent interview when she said, "I was born and raised in Indiana and have a lot of pride in Indiana basketball. This isn't just a job opportunity for White. It's a chance to come home and build something special with a franchise that holds a special place in her heart." As the rumors about White's return to Indiana grow more intense and the Fever's coaching search narrows, the prospect of a partnership between White and Clark is being hailed as a match made in basketball heaven. A combination that might not only win titles for Indiana, but also change the WNBA as a whole. Let's continue to play to our strengths. Let's find different ways to get the ball to our players. And then when we get time in the off-season, then we'll work on that next step or that next level. However, despite all of this excitement and conjecture, one important topic is still unresolved. We've heard White's opinions about Clark, but what does Caitlin Clark actually think of Coach Stephanie White as the franchise's new face and focal point? If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and enable all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now, back to the action. Clark's opinion will definitely carry significant weight. Her thoughts on White could be the last piece of the puzzle that determines the Fever's coaching future and, consequently, the trajectory of the franchise for years to come. Regarding opinions regarding basketball, Caitlin Clark is renowned for her diplomacy. She has perfected the art of the courteous nod and the non-committal response. However, something about Stephanie White seems to have broken that facade, which might have led Clark to speak openly about a possible coach as the Fever's new franchise cornerstone. In a situation where many veterans have questioned Clark's abilities, her true feelings about potential coaches remain a closely guarded secret. Clark's voice carries a lot of weight, and any coaching decision would probably need her approval. This is a responsibility that comes with being a generational talent, and one that Clark takes seriously. Fans and analysts alike are wondering if Clark shares the same concerns about the coaches being considered for the Fever's top position, because the majority of WNBA players and coaches have kept their opinions of her close to the vest, offering measured praise mixed with skepticism about her transition to the professional game. Clark has developed a reputation for being composed and providing tactful answers that don't disclose much about her actual emotions. Her typical response to these circumstances is quiet. In an unexpected turn of events, this tactic worked effectively for her, enabling her to concentrate on her game while avoiding needless controversy. Clark spoke candidly about White's basketball acumen, breaking her usual quiet. The basketball world is buzzing with speculation because of Clark and White's mutual respect. As their coaching search continues, the possibility of White returning to Indiana looms large, with Clark's apparent endorsement. The pieces seem to be falling into place for a potential homecoming that could reshape the franchise's future. But as with everything in professional sports, nothing is certain until the contracts are signed. The question remains, will this mutual respect translate into on-court success, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? While respect between coach and star is important, building a dynasty requires more than mutual appreciation. What is the missing component that may transform Indiana from playoff candidates into championship favorites? The ink on contracts may yet be dry, but the Fever's ambitions are anything but. Don't make a mistake with a squad full of youthful players and seasoned veterans. The Indiana Fever aren't just searching for a coach, they're chasing a championship.